So, Miss Christine, we
There
are
we go.
live.
Excellent. It is so nice to see you, Anne. Welcome everyone to our monthly joint live. I'll say who we are and then I'll tell you what we do. I am Christine Josti of Mail Something Pretty, and I live in the Boston area of the United States. And my friend here,
I'm Ann Lewis, and I'm based on the Sunshine Coast here in Queensland, Australia.
and every month we like to go live together because we think crafting together is so much more fun than crafting by yourself. And then we like to include you guys because even more people make it even more fun. So this is our monthly live. And we are streaming, I hope, on YouTube and on Anne's Facebook. I will post mine to Facebook later. And if you are watching, please write something in the comments so we know that we have everything hooked up correctly, because there have been occasions in the past, last month, that we don't always have it hooked up correct. So we want to make sure that you can
Well,
hear us and you
I
can see us and the internet's working. That's happened
yes,
before.
yeah.
So if you're watching live, please say, just type anything, hello, or where you're from, or anything in the comments. We know it's working. And for those who are watching the replay, sorry about this little delay, but we need to make sure that everything is all go so that you can enjoy all this fun stuff we have for you later. All right. So you can actually see on both of our screens here that we have this new holiday catalog that we finally can open up on camera, which is exciting. We've just been showing the front cover for a bit, so now we can show you what's inside, and we're gonna make some fun things with either something from this catalog or the new online exclusive. So what each of the monthly lives do is we find a common either theme or a product or an occasion or some sort of commonality, and we decide to design projects around that. But we don't tell each other what we're using or what project we're making until like now. So I will be surprised what Anne's making, and she'll be surprised what I'm making. And I can't tell you that more times than not we use something similar or do something similar, which is kind of funny, but it's not planned that way.
And sometimes
Um,
I'm surprised by what I'm making as I go along.
do you see anyone? Are we good to go, Anne? Are we
We've got someone watching, and I'm
okay?
sure that who's ever
Because
watching will let us know that they can see and hear us as soon
excellent,
as they can.
great. Because
So,
I can't see that stuff.
oh,
Awesome.
radio. IDEO. Well, I might get started. So on my products that I'm going to be showcasing come from the mini catalog. And I picked originally, and things change in the month as we go
I'm going
through
to
stuff.
interrupt you, Anne. Do you want to show
Sorry.
just your?
Yes,
Yep.
I do.
Okay.
Yes, I do. I'm not normally used to being in charge. Normally, Christine doesn't let me
I
be in
put her in
charge.
charge so I can give her a hard time.
Yeah. Anyway, so this is the new catalog, and um, I'm going to be showcasing my favorite product. And well, it's a whole series of products. It's actually a suite, and it's one of our big suites, and it's called The Traditions of Christmas. And it is full of so much stuff. I've got to say, it is a huge suite. You don't have to get it all, and you can buy each piece individually. But my favorite paper, my favorite everything is in this suite. Doesn't mean that there weren't lots of other things I could have chosen, but I absolutely love this. And in particular, I love this designer series paper. Now, I know, can you hear her, my little putty cat? Anyway, that's okay. She's
I
going to be
can't hear
good.
her. She's too
Um,
quiet. I don't hear her. But I do see that Debbie has joined us live. Hello, Debbie, and thank you for
oh,
saying hello. So
yeah.
we're working.
Well, that's good to know. Anyway, so um, you can see how gorgeous this paper is. And and I'm hoping you can see that gorgeous foil. So it's a specialty paper. There's one more sheet. So there's 12 sheets in the pack. Um, and I've used a fair bit of it already. and I've actually ordered some more, which just tells you how much I like it. It comes with these stamp sets, the quick Christmas greenery and the traditional labels. And you're going to see these, wait a minute, traditional labels a little bit today as well. Comes with this gorgeous embossing folder. I'm hoping you can just kind of see that. Let's try this a bit better. It's a wreath. You can just see it. So it's really something that you can use lots of techniques with. I've used just about every product in this suite already. And it comes with this stamp set, which I'm not using today, called Christmas Greenery, which is a two-step stamp. So you can either colour it yourself or you can actually use the stamp to colouring, and it is so easy to line up. Ideo. So because I'm using the paper, I decided, now Christine, I think you could learn this lesson from me. I'm doing something super simple today. I'm teasing Christine today because she is always I can't think of a non-Australian way of saying this. She is, and it's all right. Australians will understand what I say, but your peeps may not understand and think I'm being mean, and I don't want to be seen to be mean. However, Christine always says that I pick, these aren't her exact words, if there's a way of doing something simple, I can make it hard. So, but I have seen Christine in action. She has done I'm just going to declare this, and for those who follow her will already know this. She's president of a garden club, her local garden club, and she did a garden club book.
That was
I can,
really simple.
it was not, it was so complex. It was
It was,
so good. Beautiful photos,
if I
beautiful
may
text.
interrupt, it began simple. I should go get it. I started to do it simple. It was full intention of doing it simple, but it's our 75th anniversary. So then, I just kept adding on and on and on. So it was far from simple.
But when I use that excuse, you don't you don't accept that excuse when I say, but I started my card really simple.
I know.
Ideo, my two cards are using just basically designer series paper, and it's basically talking about the design of my cards. Not that the design is anything, I just kept it, I added layers to make it a little more special. So these cards you could use, really, you could use any of your papers. And sometimes, and I've worked this out because I've been cleaning out my craft room, the papers that I love the most are the ones that are still sitting there because I have chosen not to use it in case it runs out. So today I thought I would use my papers that I love the most at the very start.
And
So
when I saw this suite in the catalog, I immediately thought of you. Like this epitomizes your style, your colors, everything
yeah.
about it is you.
Yeah, and that's, I think, why I love it so much. So this is the first card. So there are a whole lot of tips and tricks, and it's just about using our products. And this is the second card. So I've basically done the inside a little fancier than I normally do. So let's get started because we wouldn't want to go over, Christine, because we've never
No,
done
no,
that
we have
before.
a
Never
strict
done that before.
timeline.
I know. So this is the card I'm doing first. So as I said, I am using the Traditions of Christmas Specialty Designer Series paper. So it has a foil on one side and what I call a B side, but sometimes I like the B side even better than the A side. But it's a non-foil side, the other side. So I've used this stripe pattern which picks up this secret sea color, uh, which is very subtle in the foil side, but it picks it up. And then I made a bit of a feature out of it. I wanted to show off these gorgeous, not show off myself, show off these gorgeous labels, because the labels that come in this suite are really nice, and some really nice real red ribbon, which ties really nicely. But I find this one sometimes a bit thick for cards, so I like not even tying it in a bow, keeping it simple. Rightio, so let's get going. There is nothing complex about this card. Now, I've just kept this in an envelope wholly and solely to keep it all together. Otherwise, I have it spread all over my desk. There's a couple of, I'm going to also just mention some of the tips that I use, or things that I use that make my life a little easier. And my favorite, or probably the thing that I use the most, is my trimmer. And I use it and use it and use it and use it. But I'm not sure if you can tell, but I've done something a little different with my trimmer. I see how down here, because I work in inches, down here, it actually is backed, and so you can see it a little easier. So I've got a strip of white tape down there, so it pops up.
That's pretty smart.
Now you say, what did you use, Anne? Ask me, Christine. And
What
what
in the
did you
world did you
use?
use? Because maybe I can even put it on mine while we're doing this.
I'm showing you what I used.
Yeah, I like it. The tear and tape.
Tear and tape, something that's easy and available, and it truly does make that pop so much better. So I just run it on the inside. So I've got it there. That's the back of it. So there's tip number one. Now, I did work out when I do my lives. I don't know that this is the right size, is it? Yes, it is. So my card base in Secret C is 8¼ inches. Now I know for all your peeps in the States, that will be 8½. And so, but I will be scoring mine at 4¼ you'll be scoring it, unless you want to cut yours down, which I wouldn't recommend, is going to be scored at,
So
I
ours is
should have been
scored
4⅛.
Yeah.
Mine's 4⅛, and yours will be scored at 4¼ So your measurements will be slightly different. You'll have to adjust them to fit your card size, but it's really adding a little tiny bit on each one, and you'll be used to
those are regular layer
that.
cuts. So yeah.
Yeah. I keep my layers very standard, so I don't have to think too much, and it makes cut out really easy. Now, so I have used, obviously I haven't cut this piece down. So these should be, this one is, I've got the size somewhere on my desk, which I've covered up by 1,000 things, is, this one is 5½ by 1¾ which I've just got to trim off. And this one is 1¼ by 5½. So I've leaving no border. If you see this, I've got no border on it at all. So let's cut this down to.
I thought you used one whole sheet of paper.
I tried.
So this is how you do it with scraps.
It is. And so you can imagine my sadness making scraps out of a brand new sheet. It makes me cry, but this is what it is about. This is what I always do, is my best paper I never use, and it's so bad. So, Christine, those little tiny pieces, would you keep them?
Nope.
In the bin. So what's your minimum
would I
size
keep?
that you keep?
For those are like little squares. I would keep like even 1/2 inch strips, like that can line an inside of a card. I would use those. Probably anything a inch wide maybe, but like little squares I wouldn't keep.
Right out. Now, what I did, and you probably haven't picked this up, But to make this pop, and this is just one of those tips. I'm looking for my pokey tool, which I can only find my old one. I've got here, and I'm hoping you can see this, some cloud cover little strips to make it pop, to separate that
Mm.
layer and that layer. And I do this for me. This is the way I do it. Now, I do want to make sure I've got this going up the way that I like it. Now, I have to say, when I first made this card, I had it going up like that, but I changed it into a landscape card. So let's just, I want to put it on this this side here. So all I ever do is just run really. I can already hear your laughter, and I haven't even done anything yet. A
I've been really quiet.
fine, a fine bead of multi-purpose glue. Now I just cut these down at 1/4 of an inch because that normally gives me enough. Now I'm using multi-purpose glue for many reasons other than I like it, but it allows me just to do that really fine layer. So that one's going to sit like that. Then I've got this one, which I'm just going to make sure that I'm happy with the way that this sits. So I want it on this side here. Christine always says I support my business by putting more glue, more adhesive than perhaps I need. And she would be right, but it
You
doesn't
know,
stop me.
on my I think it was on my live this week, I actually used several more dimensionals than I normally would have, and I
What
made
did you
note.
put? Did you put 3 on one whole
I
sheet?
think I even put 4 on whatever I was sticking on.
Well, I do want to say I saw Sarah, the CEO of Stamping Up, the other day, and she put more than I put on.
Well, that's because she's in charge of the company. No, no, just kidding.
Yeah, so all I'm going to do is put this like that. So I'm going to glue it down. Now, I want
You're
to make
making
sure.
this hard.
Me, I know. I know. Well, I'm trying to make a
So,
simple card look more complex, you see.
right, because and not that another option would
Yeah.
be
Yes.
to glue down the pretty papers first, top and bottom,
Yeah.
and then to glue down the cloud cover strips, and then to put that stripe that you're putting on first, put it on last on top.
I didn't want it on top. That is where the issue is. I
That's you
wanted
wanted
this
it
to go
underneath.
down.
Okay.
I clearly wanted it to
Okay.
go
So then
underneath.
never mind.
And that is why I wanted I was thinking
Yep, you
of doing
wanted
a
the
card
dimension.
sketch for
Yeah,
this. Yeah. So I wanted the difference I wanted was that difference. But
yeah.
yes, I am. It's not. I mean, it's not difficult. It's just you got to
More
think about,
steps. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it would be a lot easier if I had have cut this piece a lot larger, but being scungy. Do you know what scungy means, Christine?
Is that frugal?
Yes, but it's not a term you fellas use, is it?
No, it's not.
Yeah, we use scungy all the time.
Hmm.
But yes, frugal is a far nicer way of saying it than scungy, but it is true. You're scunging the last little bit out of anything. Rightio, so there we go. So it looks really pretty. Then I've got this ribbon here, and hopefully this is, well, it's not going to, we've got this ribbon here. Obviously, I haven't got the right piece, but I just want to show you how I do this. This is not, I haven't done this for ages. You kind of have tips and tricks and then you don't use them for a while. And then when you go back to do them, so this is going to sit here, but it's a little long at this stage. So let's trim that up again. And then I want some flagged ends for this. So the best way to do flagged ends in ribbon
I haven't done that
is,
in a long time either.
yeah, it's funny, isn't it, that you,
Mm-hmm.
when I went to do this, I went, oh my goodness, I haven't done this trick forever.
Those are nice
So,
scissors, Anne.
yes, they are, Christine, but I've seen people use them in the kitchen. I just want to mention that again.
They're the best
Again.
scissors to open up packages.
I'm just about to cry because I love my scissors. And if anyone even goes to put paper near them, like, and I'm talking crafting paper, then
Wow.
obviously I would consider that they must be suicidal because they come close. That would be the last action they would do in my house.
For those who
Anyway,
are wondering, I have the same scissors, and Anne was flabbergasted when she saw me using them for all sorts of reasons when she came to visit.
and none of them involved crafting. So I want this to sit something like that. Now, this is a wrong side, this ribbon, and I'm not sure you'll be able to see it. But one side's beautiful and shiny. The other side is like a offside, and you can see it's flat. So I've got a little trick to fix that up. Now, I've already introduced you, and everybody has a different way of doing this. Oh, that wasn't the way I meant to do it, but anyway, it's stuck now. So I'm just sticking this down, and I've got a little bit of give and take because I've got this great big tag here that nobody's going to see. Whatever I do here, they're not actually going to see what I do. So I just find this easiest way to stick down large pieces of ribbon.
You may see me do the same thing in the project I do.
Ah, rightio. So Jan McCord, who lives just down the road from me, um, she says she's a glue girl too.
Yeah.
I know. So I'm sticking the right side up, and then because nobody's going to get to see this, underneath here, I'm going to just do a little twist so the right side's showing up on both. Ooh, had a bit more to, and because I'm going to shove this over here, look at, oh, look at that. I just got to move that down just a smidgen.
And that's another benefit of using the tear and tape for your ribbon because you can adjust it
Yeah.
many times. Yeah. There you go.
All right. This was so much easier when I did it last night at midnight, because that's when I decide to plan my projects, or that's when I get time to. It's kind of the last minute. So this is my little sheet that I've cut out, which is what is my little strip? I can't think. Anyway, it is, what is it? It's 2.5 inches by 2 inches. Now I just grabbed any corner rounder I had because I felt it made it look a little better. So corner rounder, we've had corner rounder punches. We have it on this trio, which was one of my favorite ever punches. See how much nicer that looks. So it's going to hide this here. I don't know how I did this last night so easily. I think what I did was I got this down there and then down there behind it. I did that. Right. I'm going to, I hope, oh no, I don't. I've got my little mini cut and emboss machine. And I'm going to introduce you to these gorgeous dies, which are called the traditional labels. I'm not doing a lot of, in fact, I'm doing just about no die cutting today, except for this, but I did want to show you how gorgeous these dies actually are. And no, now I use my mini as much as I possibly can because my arm is a little broken in more ways than one. Now, if you're going to be using the mini, what you need to do is I'm missing a piece of this somehow. Anyway, don't watch Christine, otherwise my credibility will. Oh, you can't see. Even better. Just use those scissors to cut that quickly. I know, but to use the mini cutting boss, you need these to be layered back.
Oh, I'm going to show you something.
Oh,
A trick.
oh,
Not a trick, but what I do. I'm just pulling my machine out, so I will use it.
I know. Things. See, even I with an arm that hardly works, that works pretty well. Let's bring this die back, or I'll be looking for that everywhere in the world. Now, also, I just did want to show you, just in case you wonder, I cut out a lot of stuff that perhaps I don't use. Oh, what happened to it? I put all my, here they are, anything that I don't end up using back in here, and then they'll be used for another project. And they actually normally are, because I will then design a project around it. So this is just going to sit here like that. And I'm going to use from another stamp set. This one here, I think it is. Merry Christmas. No, I'm going to use Happy Christmas. So it's two different stamp sets. Now this is a little tricky, this one here, because it's really hard to get on a straight line. Because, just so that you're aware, there's two S's in Christmas. I know that's nothing new, but they're different sizes. They put them different sizes. So it's a little hard to get it straight. So I've made sure, in theory, well, I'll tell you what I did, is I just lined it up here as best I could and get the letters that aren't, the stamping up haven't changed. And then I made sure that my block is straight. And then I know that my block here has to be straight. So I always stamp my big sentiment first if I'm doing this. I'm just going to clean the edge of that block. And I'll get my little sentiment strip correct. Pretty sure that's looking pretty good. All right. Yep. Then I've got a happy. Now I could have done happy in a different word, in a different color, I mean, but let's keep it simple, Christine. You know, I've said this to you before. If I keep saying something simple,
It's going to come true.
it's going to come true. Rightio. So there we go. So then I'm just going to add this here. Really, the card's done. Now, as Christine said, I've made this, you can make this a lot simpler than what I've made it, but I wanted to show off all these pretty colours in the
It's
paper
beautiful.
and how well all the different layers actually go together. Now, I'm about to introduce another product from this suite, which is called, I'll just pull this out whilst I can, traditional sparkling sequins. Now, Christine would have half a one of these to hold this entire thing down. I've put 5. However, that's why you watch two of us, because we do things differently. And
That's right.
you can pick the scungy way that Christine does it, or the generous and warm and inviting way that I do it. I don't want you to think in any way that I have a little bit of bias on this at all. I know. Let's shove that down, and I can just see because I use these for paper, they're not cutting perfectly. I just need to trim that up just a little bit.
But I'm hearing feedback.
Sorry?
I was hearing some feedback. I don't know if it was
Oh,
me or it was like, now it's better. So maybe it was just me.
now, if you just see, I added just some of the cloud cover, little sequins. I can put them wherever I like. I can put them on this side, which I will this time because I've got a bit more room on this side. And this is how I will balance it up a bit better. I think there's 5 different colors: gold, blue, cloud cover, a greenish version. And something came off there. Let's stick that down. And also the real red. I know. I should have. I'll just shift that. Didn't really want to shift, but it has. I know. Then on the inside, I'm going to keep this really simple. I've done wishing you peace and joy, which I love this sentiment. And I think it applies to kind of everybody. You don't have to be a Christmas fanatic like me. It's simple, it's nice, it's classic. It goes in landscape cards really well. It stamps really easy. Now, I thought it was just a smidgen too plain. So using my cloud cover ink pad that I made, and if Christine, whilst I do this, do you want to explain why I had to make my own cloud cover?
I would love to. So, this happens every once in a great while, but as Stampin' Up introduces new products and specifically these new colors that they come out with every year, the formulas in the and sometimes the formula of a color has a bad reaction with the foam ink pad. So this happened with Purple Posy, which was also a light color from a couple years ago. And so it happened with this cloud cover. So because there was a inconsistent chemical reaction, different times you would stamp, they couldn't guarantee that it would always have a consistent color. So Stampin' Up decided to not offer the cloud cover in a large ink pad. However, there are ways around it if you still want to get the cloud cover ink, and that one of the ways is what Anne just did. She took a uninked felt ink spot, this tiny little ink pad. They're felt versus foam, and you can just use the re-inker. There's nothing wrong with the ink. It was that chemical reaction. Oh,
did you
upside down.
see that?
I did. And so she made her own ink pad. There's other ways to get the color. So there's Blends markers, there's Stampin' Right markers, and you can also, and then I guess the 3 ways is, and then just create your own ink pad. How was that?
Perfect.
Thank you.
Now, for us, we would describe it as we'd call that a linen, not a felt. Yeah, we call that linen. It's interesting, isn't it?
Okay. I guess it's linen. I don't know why I called it felt.
No, I'm not saying you did anything.
No, but I'm wondering now. But I'm wondering if I just called it the wrong thing tonight because it's late at night for me. No, but I think we used to call them felt pads a long time ago.
Yeah. Well, because you're
Regardless.
so much older than me, Christine, that's probably where that
I'm sorry, am I laughing at that joke?
you are. Oh, I got confused there. I was being mean that time.
I want everyone to know I have full confidence in my age and my abilities.
Compared to me. Oh, it was just when you said it was such a long time ago. And because Christine has been a Stamping Up demonstrator a couple of years longer than me. So
Yeah.
I thought that was the opportunity to say that she must be older than me, as wicked as that was. I don't. So we've just put that on there. I'm going to, oh no, actually before I do this, normally I don't do it like this. I have picked this sentiment out here, which is also from that traditional labels. It's got this beautiful die cut, and there's an, I can have it like, well, whichever way I have, it turns out the same. So that's always good to know. It's got this little detail here. Wait a minute. Little detail here. And these little,
Ah, they open
you
up.
can pull them off. You can
That's
actually pull
cool.
them off. So
So
you
you
could
could
just have it
glue
looking.
down the tabs and pop up the middle.
Yes, you could. So yeah. So it's interesting how that comes together. Now, this is my original card. Do you think I should put a little gold ring around it, Christine? A little
Do you want
hoop?
me to answer truthfully?
I don't know why I asked that. Obviously, you like my original.
I do like your original, but
I
you
just
could sway me.
no. Well. I really noticed I picked that version stuff at the start, and the reason I just wanted to show you that we have hoops which are great for ornaments, but
Mm.
also even for this, but it doesn't perfectly match this size tag or
Is it
label.
big enough to put over like your wrist for a bracelet? I don't have them yet, so I don't know.
Oh, they're huge.
So you could turn them into jewelry.
Yes, you could, but it's huge. You need a big
No,
arm.
but you could put like a nice big bow on it or something.
I'll just bring this back. I don't have little tiny wrists, but it's pretty big.
Yep. Okay.
I'm thinking because we now have Christmas tree shaker cards, they fit um in that hoop perfectly. But
Oh.
I haven't had a play. I haven't. I was going to do that for my project today, but I went. You don't want to be starting that at 7 o'clock at night, trying to make, you know what I mean, work out how to do it. So
Yep.
I went for
Simple.
something, something simple. So Christine, is this ribbon, because it doesn't have a name on it, but it's in my current ribbon, and I didn't get time. Do you think this is, do you recognize this as current?
It might be.
Yeah, I can't look, to be honest.
No, I can
I
look in my
didn't get
catalog.
time.
But not all ribbon is in the catalog. But let me look.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
pretty sure it is because it's in my current.
if it's not, you could find a substitute. But I
Oh,
like this.
yeah.
I like the sparkle of it.
Yeah, it is really, really sparkly. So I like that. And I
Yeah,
just,
it's not many ribbons are shown in the catalog, so it's not in the annual. But that
yeah.
doesn't mean it's not current.
Now I have a choice. I can have it all gold mainly, or I can swip it over and it has like a neutral color. And I'm just going to slide this under. I could trim this up in a second. Now I've just used a glue dot. I'm going to trim that up, make it a little tinier. I know. And then now before, I really liked this. This made it. I want to show you the difference. So this is how it was. And then I added those sequins. So can you see? I'll show you where I added the sequins.
They're nice and sparkly.
They make such a huge difference. So I've just put them on
Mm.
the pink shade. Now I say the pink shade because I'm not sure whether it's Bubble Bath or Blushing Bride. And if you think it's anywhere in the catalogue, it's going to tell you that, which it normally does. It doesn't. And it doesn't tell you online
You know
either.
what it could be even? It just it could be just a very toned down version of red. Sometimes they do that.
Well, and I thought that, but I thought it's very toned down. So see what a difference that made. Just
Because it
adding
doesn't
those.
say I'm looking at the
No,
catalog for colors.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I
I
even
bet
went
it's
online. I
yeah,
even
I
went
bet it's
online
just
to
a
double
tone.
check.
It's probably just a toned
Toned
down
down red.
of one of the cherry cobbler or real red.
Yeah, it's just it's I
Interesting.
yeah. But anyway, it does tie in with bubble bath, but I decided no, so we're going to do this. Now this was heat embossed. I think I got sidetracked there on the inside of this card. I made it look a little more special. Now, one of the things I'm doing at the moment, we all go through stages where we change things up. I'm putting smaller inserts in my cards. Normally, I used to stick to just with a small border around. There'd be lots of space to write, and then I decided I didn't want to write that much, and I like making these a little smaller, less to write, so I don't have to tell a whole story. I can just say Merry
But
Christmas
it's
for
real.
Siobhan.
It's pretty. It's
Yeah,
yeah. It was intentionally done, so it's pretty.
right. And then I wanted this tiny layer here, and I might swing that around. I probably should have cut that to the right size. We'll see if I can. I should have stuck that. What I should have done, which is what I always do normally, I don't know why you change things when I'm live, but you do. So you're thinking of 1,000 things. I would normally stick this down and actually stamp it before I go. What happens if I make a big mistake?
Then you
Oh
send it to
my
me.
goodness.
You send it to me.
Yeah. What happens if I get it, put a really, like drag it or
The
something? See,
pressure's
now I'm
on.
feeling, yeah, I'm feeling the pressure. I know. But the one good thing is this little stamp set comes from another new of our products, Jolly Delivery. It's got little cute cats and dogs. And this one just says Merry Christmas and Happy Wishes. And I just, because the front of this says sending joy and love. So this gives me the Merry Christmas that I need. I need it in real red. Oh my God, have I gone to sleep?
What do you mean? Have
How
you gone to
late is
sleep?
it?
Yeah,
It's
I
so
know.
late.
You gotta
I
run out
didn't,
of time for me.
I'm sorry. Radio, I finished. I just looked up. I thought it was 20 past. I am so sorry, Christine. However, there's my two
Enjoying the whole
cards.
process.
Sorry?
You were just enjoying the whole
I
process of
was. I was
creativity.
slowly wandering through, so I do apologize for that. Put the hoop on, says Myrtle. I should have read that, shouldn't I, Myrtle? Ideos. So they're my, I just need to do that. And Christine, I will
Hmm.
throw it over to you. I apologize though. Wait a
That's
minute, where are
okay.
you? You
You have to
say
find me. There we go.
there. I
Oh, and
gotcha.
let me make sure I'm just gonna move my. There you go. So we're a little straight there. All right. Yep. Time is done. Thanks very much for joining.
I apologize.
Oh, actually, hold on. Troy's coming in with a note because I told him he could interrupt me if he needed to. I prepare. Oh, shoot. Okay. Do you want me to go get her, or do you want to go?
I can do it.
Do you mind doing it? Okay. Will you just
No, I'll text her back.
text her back, and I will bring her to the airport tomorrow.
Sure.
Okay. Thank you. Sorry, Hope's flight got delayed again, and so Troy's gonna go get her from the airport.
It's
Okay.
not good news.
Nope, but yeah, that's is what it is. Okay. She's gonna be exhausted. All right. So I am doing something from the mini holiday catalog, but it's not Christmas. So I'm going to use this new stamp set called petal arrangements. And I was intrigued when I was reading about it, and I was wondering, I did not attend the Stampin' Up! Event, and so I know Anne did, and I was wondering if they mentioned this because it's a different type of stamp
It
set.
is, and I really like it.
Did they
It
mention
was
it?
actually highlighted in Shelley's walkthrough.
Oh, okay.
Sarah's walkthrough yesterday of the catalogue. Oh, not Sarah. She didn't do it. Cindy Schuster and I can't think of the other lady. They did a walkthrough yesterday on the Stamping Up Facebook page where
Oh,
they
okay.
went through that and they explained how this all works.
All
and
right. So
I love it.
I'm gonna explain this without having seen their explanation. This is me figuring it out. So it's here's the stamp set, and you can kind of see that there are cracks or lines or divisions. So it's actually, even though it can be used as one large stamp, or it can be used as individual stamps. So I'm going to show you, there are multiple ways of using it, but I'm going to show you what I did. So and the flowers are called Protea and Plumeria. Now, I don't know if I'm saying those right, but they're
Well,
Protea.
we would say proteas. They're
Yep.
grown. They come from South Africa, but we
Mhm.
grow them in Australia a fair bit,
So
and
these are
particularly
these
in
little
Western Australia.
ones, right?
Oh, they're the plumeas.
Oh, okay. So I got them mixed up. All right. So the
Yeah,
Plumerias are the little ones, and the Proteas
yeah,
are the big ones, which I can actually buy these at Trader Joe's.
yeah.
They don't grow here, but okay. All righty. So what I'm gonna do is, how about I show you the cards first, and then I'm gonna make two versions of them. So this was the first one I did.
Oh,
So it is kind of simple, like truly and really. It's simple. So they're all the same kind of layout.
yep,
I Googled the flower, and they come in all different colors, which is kind of cool. And then
yep.
I just did them all different. So we're gonna make two other versions of this. But let me show you. I have these two other cards that I used the whole thing. So I inked it
Ah,
up and I stamped it, and it's the same card, but one is colored and one is not. You can kind of see, and I used a little copper foil and stuff on it. So you can use it multiple ways. And I kind of liked that. We celebrate Thanksgiving here, and I thought this would make a nice Thanksgiving card. But really, as I showed you with the samples, it makes it, you can use it for all different reasons. All right. So I'm going to make this one a green. So a lot of times when I cut paper, I score it first. So I'm going to score it at 4 1/4,
ah.
and then I
I
cut
I
it.
do that every now and then, but it's such a great tip and
Oh
time
yeah, I
saver,
just kind
especially
of
when
do
you're
it
doing lots.
automatically. So now
Yeah.
I have two card bases, and so if I'm only going to use one, and I'll just slip this one back in my paper, and so then it's cut for later.
Yep.
And then I'm going to use basic beige, which I use for all, but this one I did on white. But I kind of like the coloring on the beige.
I
So
love it.
yeah, it's a little bit different. And so I'm going to cut my beige at 5 inches. And then I'm going to cut this at 3 3/4. So that gives me kind of like a double width border. Normally, one layer down would
Yep.
be. So that's what I'm doing, because I wanted you to see a little bit of the color. All right. I could do this real quick. For those who are on at the beginning,
An
Anne
hour or two ago.
showed her cutter, and so I'll put it on there now, but you can kind of see my numbers on the side, but hers you could see a little bit better because she put some tear and tape on the inside. So all I'm gonna do is start at the beginning. And I thought this was a clever idea. I'd never seen it. And then I'm going to take my scissors just to have a clean cut. Like that. And so now I can see the numbers behind the tape. So in case you were wondering how she did that, I think I'm done with that. Okay. So I'm going to stamp, I'm going to kind of do two at once to kind of color them slightly different. So here is my stamps, and I have them all on, this is the biggest block that they make. So it's block F. They have the letters on the side, so that's F. So I'm going to just take my regular D block, probably one of the ones I use the most, and I'm going to start with this one. So I'm just going to take this off. And I'm just going to put that on there, and I'm going to use Memento black ink because I'm going to use my blends markers for coloring. Actually, I'm just going to ink it this way. So you would call this linen? I think
Yep.
yeah, we do call it felt, or at least I call it felt.
Yeah, no, it was just interesting.
No, yeah. So now I'm just gonna stamp that right here like that. We'll just do it again. And then I should do it the right way. I'm gonna clean it before I put it back. And I'm just gonna, and it fits like a puzzle. So I'm just gonna put it right back in here. And then I'm going to take out this piece. Here's my block. And that's gonna go right around here. I think, did I do that one right? Oh shoot, I did that one upside down because I have this big, I wanted it to go this way. Kind of, I want to fill in the corners. So I think I just got a stamp on the back side. Right, there's two sides to your piece of paper. And so.
And I use two sides many times.
Yep, and I'm noticing, see how I have a little dot here?
Yeah.
That's because, so this is the quandary of this particular one. Normally, if this was just a standalone stamp, I would take my scissors and cut all this extra red off because you're likely to get marks, right? But because it fits in the puzzle piece, if I cut these off, I'm going to lose kind of where they go. So that's a decision you have to make. So what I'm going to do is...
Sorry, Christine, what they said yesterday, and nobody's tied to this, is that they recommend not trimming it at all if you're going to use it as a background stamp.
I agree. Now let's see. Hopefully I didn't ink that too much. I agree. So there's a little... Oh, I inked that one way too much. All right, I have one more extra piece of paper. I have more. I could cut more, but hold on. Let me clean this. And I can actually talk about Stampin' Up! is retiring their red rubber stamps. So I'm wondering, this might be the one and only this type of design because the red rubber is going away. It's going to be only photopolymer, which I love photopolymer. So that, sometimes because we get those marks with the rubber, like that's eliminated. All right, let me just go back and stamp this one. And I'm going to ink it this way because I think I can add a little bit better pressure than I. All right, so this one goes this way.
I do like the detail in this stamp set though.
Yeah, I fell in love with this one when I saw it right away, so I knew I wanted it. And so now I'm going to take this piece off. Try to do it lightly. And then this one, let me just look at it's going to go this way. So you're going to see I have, oh, I didn't do so good, but that's all right. This space here, but don't worry about that because we're going to fill it in. All right. I'm going to put this back. And so what I also, I'm just make sure I kind of rub my ink on my legs because so what I want to show you, this is another reason why I want to show you, and let me close the ink. Where's the cover? Here it is. All right. So here's the case. And so what I did was so the stamps come together and then, you pull them apart and usually you put you put the stickers on them. So what I did is I put this here because, oh, hold on. I wanted to know where they go. So if I'm going to put this away, it's kind of, I'm putting my puzzle back together kind of thing.
Yep.
But what I also did was before I did it is I took a picture of the stickers.
Yep.
And then it's just on copy paper. And I cut it out. And then I'm putting this in the sleeve of the case so that now I can see where those pieces go.
Such a good idea.
Thank you. So I took pictures of that whole process and I will eventually put them on my blog for doing that. And so you can kind of read up on them. All right. So now we're just going to color. So these I colored really fast. And like I said before, I looked up these on the internet of pictures and these particular flowers come in all different colors, which is kind of cool. So this is lemon lolly. So you can kind of see I just scribbled. I did this for each one though. I colored really fast because I want, actually on this one, I think this one I'm going to color all the way in. Like this one, there's no white space on all the flowers. These are solid colors versus like you can kind of see some white space in this, or beige space, I guess I should say. So I'll just do this part. Maybe I won't finish this one because this one will take a little longer to color. And then this one I was going to, let's see. This one's kind of dark, but that's what it's going to be. All right, so you kind of get the idea. All right, I'll do this one. This one I was going to do part color. All right, so this one I was going to do, I have to remember. This is Calypso Coral. Same kind of thing. Again, I was just coloring colors, photographs of these flowers.
See, I'm a quick colorer as well.
I love to color.
Yeah.
And sometimes I could do hours, but I don't think it's fair for people watching videos to watch me color for hours. But I do love to color. And then this one, because some of these flowers just have like a little color along the edges of their tips here. So that's what I'm going to do with this one. And I think this set, like I showed you, I'll show you again that other card that it was just black and white, which is really nice. I think if you were to emboss this with some sort of metallic, whether it be gold, silver, copper, I think would be so striking and elegant. Honestly, pretty simple card, but it doesn't look it. All right. I probably would have spent a little more time doing this a little neater, but you get the idea. It'll come together when I put the leaves on there. And then this is just granny apple green. And I did just kind of scribble because I want you to see some of that white space behind it. At least with these cards. I get all the leaves, no more. And then they have these little, there's like one on each one. So those are the leaves kind of folded up. So you can decide which color, you know, is it the tips or the under, you know, you have a little bit of leeway of what color. So I'll just do these, the dark pink. This is, I think, strawberry slush. All right, it will come together. It will look nice. And then actually I have a little peach. So I figured I'd just add a little bit more color in there. Some of the combinations of the real flowers are just gorgeous. All right. So then this one is going to go on. I think this one's going on this color like that. And I'm just
so that's the Calypso Coral, is it?
This is Calypso Coral. Yep.
Looks really nice with that.
Yeah, it's I've been using beige a lot, and I'm just loving it.
If you haven't been using basic beige, I'm saying for everybody else, it is such a good color when you don't know whether to use grey or green or whatever.
Vanilla
it
or
just
white.
blends. Yeah, it just blends in. I've been using it a fair bit as well. Hadn't been, but I am now. I
have two different, because I wasn't sure. I'm going to stamp both and then we'll decide which color we use. So this is Petal Pink and this is Peach Pie. But I'm going to use Strawberry Slush ink. And I'm going to use, this is another new stamp set called Love and Courage. And this is Stampin' Up! Every mini catalog. They highlight a highlight a product. It's not always a stamp set. And they're making a difference product. And they will give $3 for every whatever, but in this case, stamp set sold will go to breast cancer organizations all around the world. And to date, I looked it up. I think they started this program in 2019. They've raised over $500,000 has been donated to different organizations. It's always a different one each time they do it. Like last year, I think it was literacy for children. They've done different ones. So anyway, so this is the stamp set. And I'm only going to use for this card the thank you. So the stamp set is kind of made to send to someone with breast cancer or cancer, or if you have cancer, this one says, thank you for supporting me throughout my battle. I don't have cancer. I'm very grateful I don't have cancer, so I don't need that whole stamp at the moment anyways. So I cut it. And so I'm just going to use the thank you. So I just separated these two and then I trimmed more of that red rubber I was talking about. So then I don't have any of that. So that's where I got the thank you is from here. And I'm going to use this. And we're going to stamp on both. And I'll show you where I got this label shape. 1 second.
Now this stamp set in our catalogue is on page 4, so it's right at the very front.
Right at the beginning. And actually, I can show you too in a second. Well, I have it. Where did it go? Nope, that's not it. It's right here.
All good.
Yep. It is right here. Page 4. There's the whole stamp set and stuff. So that's where it is. So it's kind of cool.
And
All
they're
right.
saying the girls in that photo are all those that have been
Oh,
affected
yeah.
by cancer from
I think they're
the Home
employees,
Office.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're Stampin' Up! Here we go. Stampin' Up! Employees
Oh,
who
see,
have been
in
personally
breast-
impacted by breast cancer. So there you go. Yep.
Oh.
And probably, I would imagine that these are as well. All right, so we're gonna play. I'm not gonna pick. I think I know which one I'm gonna use, but before I choose, I'm going to. I could use the pink ribbon, the strawberry slush ribbon, which I really like. It's kind of like a linen ribbon, but I'm going to use for this one. This is beige, basic beige ribbon, and I'm going to make it ombre. So I'm going to kind of cut the size I want. I'm going to use, just because this is scrap paper, I'm going to color this ribbon with 2 different colors. So first I'm going to use the peach pie. I'm just going to kind of hold it. And just kind of color right on top of it, and it's going to bleed a little bit more than how far I'm coloring it. And this ribbon is kind of sheer-ish. So see how it kind of bled a little bit there? And I could stop there, but I'm not going to. I'm going to take my strawberry slush. I'm going to go right on. It's still kind of wet, so it will help it bleed a little bit. I'm just like barely touching it, the edge of it. I don't know if you can see it bleed, but
I've just blown up my screen, so I could see this a little better.
and
Oh,
then
now I can see it. Yep. Thank you.
So the pink kind of took over the peach a little bit. So what I can do is I can always go over it a little, because I want you to see some of the peach. So I'm just going to go over a little bit more. I'll show you the other one. This one really, that pink kind of bled a lot. But anyways, you get a little bit of the, it's kind of cool actually, the different colors. This one I did the same thing. I just used Flirty Flamingo, peach, and beige on this one. So hopefully you can see like the 3 different colors on there. But that's how I did it. So we're going to add this on before we still decide which label color we want. I'm going to fold it almost in half because I want the ends to be off a little bit. And what I've been doing is just taking my block and placing it down as an extra hand. I'll take my linen thread. Like you said, like sometimes we do things a lot and then we forget about it. So I've been doing this technique with the ribbon fairly often, but I like the look.
Wait a minute. I'm just blowing this up again because I get, and I'm sure you do, Christine, as well. On my screen, I see about 2.5 inches by 2. So,
No, I see the whole thing.
ah,
My whole screen is. Are you looking on
well,
your phone or your computer?
computer.
I don't know. Because when you have it, when I watch you, it's my whole. It's like
I've got
most of
to
my screen.
change it all. Yeah, now I've got to change it all.
All right, so there I have my ribbon. It's just folded over with a little bow from the linen thread. Look at that. It just
Great
ties those
technique.
colors in together. Thank you. So I'm going to use the tear and tape. That's exactly what Anne did. I'm going to put it down right. Oops. Well, it's sticking to my finger. So let's start with another piece. Right kind of where that gap is, because that looks kind of strange, right? But we're going to tie it all in together. You won't even know that there were 3 different stamps. Take that off. This will lay right on top. And I can scoot it down. I can lift it up, move it. That's what I like about using it too. So I don't want them exactly on top. So now we can decide. We have that's petal pink or that's peach. What do you think, Anne? Peach or petal pink?
I like the petal pink better. I
That
thought
was
the
my
pink,
first thought. Okay,
yeah.
good. Okay.
I found the peach was a bit
Little too
bright.
rich or something, yeah.
Yeah.
So what I do with the labels, because it has to go over the ribbon. So if I put the dimensional on the ribbon, it's really not going to stick to the card. It still could flap. So I like to use these foam strips. And then I just kind of put them on the top and the bottom. And then the ribbon, I say like straddles, it just goes
All right.
in
Yep.
there. This goes right on top like that. And then
Rightio. Myrtle also said pink.
oh, good. Thank you. And then to finish it off, I have these, they're strawberry slush and pretty and pink gems. And there's
I
like,
haven't seen them. I like
ooh,
them.
there's a touch of gold in them too. I don't know if you can see or not,
Yeah.
but they're really pretty. So they are, where did I find them? I can't remember if they're new or if they were in the catalog.
I mean, I can look it up if it's in the catalog.
Yep.
Oh, wait a minute. I need
And
the
so
other
I'm
one.
just going to kind of take different ones and put them in different sizes too, some big, some small, put them in the middle of these flowers. And then that will kind of tie in, because I will say my coloring was not perfect. Not that it had to be perfect. I could have done a better job if I was not rushing. Well, I shouldn't have said it that way, but sometimes I feel weird, like when people are watching me color, like, you know, and then if I'm not talking, and sometimes it's hard to color live. So let's see, can you see I put 4 up here and I put 3 down here a little bit. So yeah, so
So
I
what
will
were they
probably
called?
strawberry slush and petal pink gems.
Rightio. Well, they're not
There you
in the
go.
annual catalog.
So they could be, I think I just did, and this is actually how I find things online. I just type in the search bar strawberry slush and they pop up. I may, for the photograph, I may redo this one just to get prettier pink lines. We'll see. But, and I'll finish this one too, because I wanted you to see this one. This one had some white and this was going to be solid, kind of like this one was solid. And then these ones had white. See the difference? So I will fix those or do them again. But anyways, you get the idea. But I wanted to show you, the phone, where did my die go? I wanted to give you a tip on the mini machine. So this is the die that I used, and that comes, it's still current, it's on the last chance list, but it's part of the Year of Flowers bundle was this die, and I use this die all the time. I really like it. But let me show you what I do with my mini machine so I don't have to worry about lining up those edges. And I know I got a piece of scrap yellow. Here it is. Okay. So what are the normal, what color do you use for your mini one, Anne? Use 2 clears and what? What's the other color? White, dark gray, or
Right.
light gray?
The one was number 1.
Okay, the one with number 1. Okay. And
Yeah.
the
Well,
reason
for die cutting. For die
yeah,
cutting.
you may think that's a funny question, but I find you can see that these plates they don't always work as written. So I found for my machine that it works, the cutting, and I'm going to show you, works better not using number 1, but using number 3. And I write it on here so then I know. So die cutting this into clear. And then like for embossing, I wanted this, like I kind of figured out. So I used the different plates than what they said. So let me show you. I'm going to put this on here. And I'm just going to line them up. Sometimes I can even, like I could line them up exact, or I'm just going to haphazardly put them on and watch. It goes right through. You don't have to like especially put it. So try that. For
that's
me,
gray. What number's that?
number
3.
3.
Yep.
So give it a try. And like the white one was number 1. So that worked for the regular emboss, this and the light gray. So that's what I wrote on here too. So I use the light gray, the number 3, the most for die cutting
That's a
and
great tip,
embossing.
especially for me because I
Right.
die
And
cutting
so,
is a
yep.
challenge.
And actually, look, I even have a crack in here, but I have new plates. I bought new plates. I just have to replace them. But
Well,
anyways,
they've got at least another 5 cuts in them, Christine. I wouldn't
oh
get
yeah.
rid of them yet.
But so play with your plates right on with a paint marker, so then you know, because I have to admit, like I wasn't all that happy with this machine when you had to like get it just in the right position and this that, and that was a pain in the neck. So if you just redo it, and then I'm much happier and I use it a lot more. Alrighty. I think that's all my tips and all that I had.
Ready to go.
I'll take pictures of all these too, and I'll send them to you for everyone can see them.
Oh yeah, we're back. We're all back. Wait a minute. I'm way too close. way too close. IDO. Well, thank you, Christine. I apologize again. Obviously, I was relaxed. Something I haven't
Well, I
been
didn't want to
lately.
interrupt you and say, "Hey, lady, you're taking too
Moving
long."
along, girl. Yeah, sorry about that. However,
That's okay. That's all right. So, before we sign off, so next month we will get together again for the US, it'll be the evening of October 2nd. And for Australia or South Pacific, it will be the morning of October 3rd. Same time as we did this time. And we are going to do our this time we decided to use a new product that just came out. And next month we're going to do a handy technique, something we rely on often. Like I was saying, like, what's the technique you keep in your back pocket for when you want to make something? So we'll kind of show you our handy techniques, right?
yes. So I mean, it could be like that, and exactly that. Our go-to, whatever our go-to, which is a different
Like
description.
this ribbon technique, this has been my go-to technique. So I'll do something else, but that's been my kind of go-to lately. Myrtle's birthday will be on the 2nd. Well, if you join in, Myrtle, we might have to sing to you.
And Marianne, who also lives down the road from me, loves all the cards plus the long demo. See, she's trying to help me out here. Thank you, Marianne. IDO. That's it. I mean, the catalogs are available. Christine's got her catalogs. I've got my catalogs. If you're local, contact me and you can pick them up. We've got new online exclusives, which are available from both our online stores. It is like this is, and 2 new kits, 2 new fabulous kits as well.
Oh,
so,
and actually, one of the new kits that is being highlighted in the World Card Making Day, which is the first Saturday in October. And so they're calling it like a craft along, and Stampin' Up's putting this all together. It's all free. It'll be virtual, so you can watch it online. And but they're encouraging everyone to buy I forget what it's called, the heartfelt keepsake kit or something like that. It's 10 cards plus this really cool organizational box. I think it's a fabulous gift to give to somebody. But everyone will kind of make it as a craft along, but they'll also be showing insider tips and in more advanced things too versus just a kit. So there's kind of something for everybody.
And there's some prizes.
Yes. And I think it's only an hour long, if I'm not mistaken. So it's not going to take up all your day.
Yeah. So, and it's World Card Making Day, which is what we're celebrating that day. So, IDO, thank you, Christine. It's been fabulous. Thank you, ladies, for watching us, or whoever has watched us. I really appreciate it. Thank you for leaving comments. Really appreciate it. And we will catch up with you again. And don't forget, we both do. Oh, well, I do Facebook Lives every Wednesday night. You do Facebook Lives every Tuesday?
Tuesday afternoon, or my
Tuesday afternoon.
Yeah.
So gets a bit confusing. It's early morning for me.
Yeah.
And we will see you either next week or next month. And thank you so
Yes.
much for joining us. And whilst, to be honest, I did have a good time today because I relaxed and I was like crafting for me. And I apologize for taking up a lot of time.
It's all
Bye,
good.
everybody.
All right. Bye-bye.